Hey, it's Joe, the ambassador for love, and I've got another question for you. Are you ready? Here we go. When it comes to your love life, do you want to be a priority or do you want to be a convenience? Now, I know your knee jerk response is going to be, but Joe, I want to be a priority. I deserve to be a priority. And I get that. But what I want you to do is take a step out of your love life and look over it as if you're an observer. And did your actions train a man and show a man that you had to be a priority? See, one of the biggest mistakes that I see women make is they say they want to be a priority and they deserve to be a priority, yet they allow a man to treat them like a convenience. You know what I'm talking about. When a guy shows up only when he wants to show up, or he calls only when he wants to call, or when it's clear in his schedule. Well, you know what, ladies? You deserve more than that. But here's the thing. A man will treat you the way you allow him to. See, when you're clear on your lines in the sand and you're clear on your boundaries, you won't let a man get away with treating you less than being a priority. You won't allow a man to treat you as a convenience. And here's the thing. If you do allow him to get away with that, it won't be his fault. Because here's a news flash for you, ladies. Men will get away with what you allow them to get away with. So this requires a little bit of soul searching because you deserve better. You know that. You deserve to be a priority. And I'll tell you this as a man. I want to be with a woman that's a priority to me. Okay? And there's been times in my life where I was with a woman who allowed me to treat her like a convenience. And the reason I did that is because I really wasn't into her. She wasn't top on my list. And I can tell you that when a woman was top on my list, she knew it. She knew it by my words and she knew it by my actions. She didn't have to question where she stood in my life. And it works the same way. With my wife and with other women that I've had relations with, I always knew when I was a priority. And so we know, your gut always knows when you're a priority, but there's that fear that kicks in. Well, maybe he's too busy, maybe he's got something else. All the stories, all the excuses you tell yourself, right? You've been there, you've done that. We've all done it. But, this is, time for a little mirror time again. Take responsibility, take a good look in the mirror and see, where did you allow a man to treat you like a convenience? And don't beat yourself up for it. The past is over. There's no sense going back and, clubbing yourself upside the head. It makes absolutely no sense. But what you can do is actually learn from that and see, okay, why did I allow a man to treat me as a convenience? I know I was engaged to someone who allowed me, let me see if I can get this a little early, my brain's not working this morning, who treated me as a convenience. Okay? And I allowed her to get away with it. And when I got real with myself, it was because of, my fear that if I didn't, I ultimately wouldn't get married and have the family and the son that I was ultimately looking for because of the void after my dad passing. So, the good news is when you take some time and you simply look back without judgment, you very often find the answers when you're willing to be honest with yourself. Now, if you don't want to be honest with yourself, that's a completely different story. But here's a little known fact, okay? If you're not honest with yourself, the story perpetuates itself. Okay? You keep creating the same results over and over and over again. And you also wind up learning the hard way. So I find in life there's two ways to learn, the hard way and the smart way. I've done enough learning the hard way, and it's all about learning the smart way now. So it minimizes the mistakes and maximizes the learning curve. So I'd love to hear from you. Now that you've taken some time to look over your past and you had to get real with yourself, did you allow a man to treat you as a convenience? And if so, here's the big question, why? Put your feedback below. We'll see you next time. Have a great week. God bless.